It's a nice Saturday morning here in Palia, and we are going to see how much we made with the hunt today. So starting at 7:43, and we're just going to sell what we have. So there we go, 3,000 just for a little bit of work. Not bad. So today we're going to show you, when you're getting started, how to farm some quick currency. Let's go. Alright, so to do this method, the first thing you need to know is you want to have your regular starter bow equipped, your newbie bow. Why? Because it doesn't have durability like the other tools. Like I got my standard axe and my standard pickaxe equipped, and you notice they have a durability around them, that circle. This doesn't run out of durability, so you can hunt longer. You also want to get your hunting level up to the point where you can actually buy or craft the recipe for standard arrows, right? And we're gonna make as many of these as possible. So if you go over here to the tools and go down to the standard arrows here, and you get 20 per stack, you'll see they require a copper bar and some sapwood, not the planks, but just regular old sapwood, so 5 in 1. So we're gonna make a few of these, and ideally you wanna have as many as you can before you go out hunting, and that way you can stay out longer. So I typically like to have at least 100, if not 200 on me, and you want to have an empty inventory. So right now I'm saving up at the Zeki store to get the unlock for the backpacks. This is going to be another 5,000 that I need here. We're at 3,200, so I'm hoping that we can get out there and get enough to get the next inventory upgrade, because the inventory upgrades are very powerful here. So we're going to craft a few more. I've got some copper bars in here. We're going to skip that. Another pro tip, if you're not aware, you can have multiple crafting stations. A lot of people don't know that in crafting games, but I've got multiple crafting stations going here, so I can get multiple bars done and multiple bricks done with different things faster. You could also just put a bunch in there, log offline, and come back later. Finally, the last thing I'm going to point out is that the focus bar at the very top left, you want to have that full. So you want to at least cook some meals and get that to close to full, because it's going to give you more experience when you hunt. And you always want to be moving forward in this game. You know, no matter what activity you do, everything gives you a little bit of experience points. So you want to be able to get some meaningful progress while you are out hunting and farming coins. All right, so let's talk a second on how to find the Sarnax. So we will start here, go across the bridge, go down the Whispering Banks here, and we want to go down past the bridge, hit this pasture up, and then make a loop around here and back. You can also come up here and float off of this to get to the other side really quickly if you have the glider. Most of you won't have that. I absolutely recommend doing all the quests you can, because there's a lot of progression behind the quests, so you want to make sure that you're constantly knocking out those quests. But for the purposes of farming money, it's going to be this area here that you're going to be hunting the Sarnax, which is like the deer. All right, so I'm just going to show you what a loop looks like real fast. Now, when they're together, they're going to run on you. So try not to waste arrows on the running ones. If you get really good, you can hit them from afar, but you know, some of them aren't worth chasing all the way. There's plenty of them, unless you're on a populated server, and then they're like everywhere. And if they're far away, I like to aim just a little bit above their heads. And you notice as we do this, you only get experience when you pick up the loot. And we're getting hides, we're getting meats, and occasionally we'll get antlers, which sell for quite a bit as well. But as you can see, this place is super rich with missed him. And so try not to do what I'm doing and waste a bunch of arrows there. If you do have an arrow pole, just hit your right mouse button and that will cancel your arrow pole, which is really, really useful. Also, while you're out, I recommend any node that you see that has copper in it, you need to go ahead and mine it. Why? Because you're going to need the copper ore to smelt into bars to make additional arrows. Now, you could also just, you know, buy these from the NPC, but I absolutely recommend crafting your own. It's going to be cheaper. You're going to get mining experience while doing so, and it's just overall going to benefit your character long term to get that extra experience in mining, because in reality you're going to have to grow everything on your character at once. All right, so now we're out of Sarnuks to hunt for now. I see some across the field here. We don't want to get too close. That's a pro shot there. Ooh, right into the fence. Got him before he ran away. And you want to make sure that you keep track of the loot. Like, I've already lost one bag where it was. There it is, in the field. And general rule of thumb in this game, you want to pick up everything that you can, because everything has a price that you can sell for. I'm going to show you another good spot behind here, but first we have a copper node because we need those sweet arrows to be manufactured. So not that hard. You just want to kind of aim center mass or a little bit above and try to get them not so close if you can, because they tend to run when you fire too close. Too bad I can't get 2 for 1 with that one. Can I get that one? Yeah, got him. Sometimes you can be quick on the draw and get them really quickly. You don't want to get too close to them because they'll run on you. And that's something you just have to learn to feel out over time. But they will eventually stop. Here's another copper. Helps to get close enough to the copper node to be able to get the copper that you need. And notice I'm using my newbie bow. There's no durability loss on that. Mainly limited by the amount of standard arrows I have. Just so you can see where I'm at on the map, I'm here on my loop. So I'm just gonna come through here, loop around, and I'll probably already have some respawn because there's not many players out here hunting. And that's another thing, you're gonna wanna find, you know, hopefully you're on a server that is not heavily populated. One of the tips I have for folks, you can go back to your homestead and then come back and usually end up in a different server where it might be less populated. So what I'm going to do here, I'm not going to bore you guys with a whole bunch of hunting footage, but what I am going to do is I'm going to speed the video up and hunt, and then I'm going to show you what the hole looks like at the end so you can see if this is worth your time or not for yourself. All right, roll that beautiful hunting footage. All right, here we are at Z's shop here, and we're going to open our inventory and start selling stuff. 301 gold from that stack of horns, 430 from that stack of horns. Got a stack of hides for 650 and then 221. And we've almost got enough to buy the inventory upgrade. So I'm going to sell our quality meat. I'm going to save the rest for everything else because we're going to go out and hunt again and get some good stuff. So now just off that little bit that we did, I've got 5,000 gold here, and I'm gonna go and just buy the large backpack. So now I have 4 rows of inventory space, which, let me tell you, inventory space in this game is huge. Like, there's nothing more frustrating than running out of inventory space. Now, it's going to take a while to grind up enough for 50,000 for the deluxe backpack. So I would recommend either biting the bullet and farming it up, you know, in a day, and just or just buy all the other upgrades, play the game once you have 4 rows of inventory slots, and once you have your gardening on autopilot, like, you can make upwards of 10K a session based on the layout. And we'll talk about gardening in a little bit, but there's other content creators out there that have some fantastic gardening guides out there already, people who've played since closed beta. But I wanted to show you guys a way to get some currency really fast. We'll do one more run that's a little bit more extended to show you how lucrative this can be. So a little tip before you go out for your runs, you're going to want to craft a bunch of grilled meat with your previous hunting run to keep your focus up, because my focus bar is on E right now, and we want all that tasty experience from doing stuff. So I've got 2 campfires going simultaneously, and I'm just making grilled meat, and as I do that, I am gaining XP. Reminder, you only get the XP when you're cooking when you pick up the items. So went ahead and got some focus back there. I'm going to continue to grill all of my meat so that when I go out in the field, I don't really have to stop. Now, there is something that can be said. If you want the extra focus, you can keep the quality meals and eat those, but if you're short on inventory space, you can just sell the quality meals for a little extra coin and just keep the regular ones in a stack for you to be convenient with your inventory space. All right, guys, we've loaded up with 500 arrows, 500 standard arrows. And so we are going to go hunting. We've got 436 gold to start off with. So we're going to see how much we can farm with these 500 arrows. So in case you forgot at the beginning of the video, if you're looking at the village as you come out of your homestead, we're going to be heading this way, southeast, to find some game to hunt. And when you're starting out, these little guys here, you can hunt them with your beginner arrows, and you can one-shot them. But it's the Sarnox that you want overall. So we're gonna go ahead and equip our starter bow. We got plenty of ammo, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna start this video and we're gonna speed it up really quickly. All right, here we are at Z's shop here. We're gonna open up and see what we have to sell. I'm not gonna be selling all the meat. I'm just going to sell the quality meat, and we're going to start. We started at 436. Let's see what we end up with. Like I said, the antlers sell for a good amount, and the hides, which arguably some of you may want to save, sell for a good amount. But if you're going to be hunting a lot, you don't need to save a whole lot of them. I've got a stockpiled. So just with that little bit of hunting, we are going to end up with approximately about 5,000 gold, maybe a little bit less. And we used up 1 stack, 2 stacks. So and I had some missed shots in here. So about 200 kills. That's actually really, really good when you think about it. And that's going to give you everything you need to get the potato seeds and the tomato seeds that you need to get your garden started and start some what I call passive income for your farm. So hopefully you like the content. If you do, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you can hear more from me. Otherwise, have a cozy and relaxing time here in Palia, and I'll see you there. Doc out.